I just decided to have a little bit of a snack before filming, and now I feel like I've got bits of coconut in my teeth. I had coconut macaroon. So, hi guys, and welcome back to the Emily Knits channel. My name is Emily. I am a knitter and crocheter in my mid-30s based in the north of Nottinghamshire in the UK, where I live with my husband and our 2 dogs close to Sherwood Forest. Today is Tuesday the 18th of March. Weekend just gone. I took myself off to East Anglia Yarn Festival. I thought we would have a bit of a chat about how I found it and show you what I got from East Anglia. You will know if you've watched other videos on my channel that in 2025 I am supposed to be on a yarn ban, and plot twist, spoiler alert, whatever you want to call it, I didn't go so well while I was there. And I have some feelings about it, so we're going to have an honest talk about hauls, about yarn. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of a chat about that. But yeah, I thought I'd show you, and I will say up front as well, some stuff was gifted, some stuff was bought. I'm going to make a very clear distinction between that. I'm literally going to split the showing you, and quite a lot of the stuff that's been gifted is probably going to go to giveaways and stuff like that, because I'm feeling a little bit guilty about that as well. So East Anglia Yarn Festival this was its 4th year. Let me show you the logo because I love this artwork. It's a yarn festival at the Norfolk Showground Arena near Norwich. It's run by Laura of, I think it's Folk Yarn Studio. Let me find the information. It's here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah. Laura of Folk Yarn Studio, who is also, I think her yarn is The Lonely Knitter. She does it all herself. It's quite a large one. I feel like there was over 100 vendors. It did say on the website how many there were, so I'll put up somewhere how many vendors there were. And there was a real range. Quite a lot of hand dyers. There were some, there was a woodworking company, which we're going to talk about at one point. There were lots of hand dyers. There was some British wools. There was some designers. There was a couple of designers there. Iris of Iris Makes and Kath Andrews Designs were both there. There was quite a range, and there was plenty of places that I had heard of. There was plenty of places I hadn't heard of. There were a couple of yarn stores that were there. So there were some commercial yarns there as well. So let me see if I can find. There we go. Venetia's Yarn Shop was there. And there was also the Mercery, which is courses. And I'm sure there was another one that was... It's going to bug me now, I'm not going to be able to find it. There was a couple of fabric places, there was some needle felting, there was a real range of stuff. Mostly, I would say mostly hand dyers. But some really interesting stalls and a really interesting mix of stalls. This year, this is the first yarn festival, and I think the only yarn festival that I'm going to go to this year. No reflection on East Anglia or the way it was run at all, just from my own preference. I like the social side of it. I like being able to get to meet, I get to meet people. Like I get to go and see Shannon at Blue Fern Yarns, who I wouldn't see otherwise. And I got to meet some other dyers and vendors that I wouldn't have, I've seen online, I've followed on Instagram and stuff, but I've never had the chance to go and chat to. So it was really nice too. But yeah, I end up coming out spending more money than I intend to, and I don't think I will do it anymore on that, on that side of it. So we'll talk a bit about that when we get to it. So I had decided I was going to go mainly because a couple of friends were going and I wanted to meet up with them there. Yeah, and they put on their website that they were taking podcaster applications. You could apply to be an official podcaster of East Anglia Yarn Festival, which basically meant from what it said on the website that you could film at the event. I will have already probably, I think, put some clips. I didn't take massive amounts of clips, but I will put them in there. I'm not very good at doing stuff like that because when I'm there, and this isn't just in a yarn event, this is just in general, I don't take massive amounts of photos of things. I don't take massive amounts of videos because I'd rather be in the moment and immersing myself in it and enjoying it, so I don't end up taking much footage, which is not great for a YouTuber, but it's just how I like to do it. So yeah, I've got some footage which I will have put up, but it meant that I could do that without fear of it. You got a lanyard, and there was a podcast and meetup, which was really good actually. I went to that on the Saturday. So yeah, that was the main reason I thought I'll apply, and if I get, if I get it, great. If I don't, I don't. But I'm probably going to take a little bit of footage if I get it. And I applied a couple of months before when I booked my ticket for East Anglia Yarn Festival, and then I'll be honest, I promptly forgot about it. until about a week before the event, when I got an email saying I'd been accepted, and to go to this desk, go to the merchandise desk basically on arrival to get my lanyard and everything and to sign in. And also in there it said there's going to be a gift bag. Now, I didn't know about this when I did it. This wasn't my reason for doing it, and honestly it's an incredibly generous gift bag, and I feel quite guilty about that because I feel it makes me feel almost a bit like a fraud. Like, I've not ever done this on my channel because I want people to gift me things. That's not what I wanted. It's nice, and honestly it's nice because there's some lovely stuff in there, and some of it's going to be going for giveaways for you guys, so I'm glad for that. But I looked through it and I messaged my husband and was like, oh my god, this is mental. Like, this feels really amazing, but also a bit OTT for the size of my channel. So that was we'll talk about that again a bit more when we get to it. But yeah, I'm going to go through the yarns and things that I got and how I found it, and then we'll go through the stuff that was gifted. So in terms of the venue and everything, so it's based at the Norfolk Showground Arena, which was really accessible and easy to get to. I am about 2.5 hours drive away, so it was about 5 hours in the car total for me, and it's not a super direct route, but that's fine because I just put an audiobook on and I got 60% into a brand new audiobook that I just started listening to. I've just started listening to Wayward by Amelia Hart, and I'm really, really enjoying that. I'm now about sort of 65-70% through because I've listened to a bit more since we've come home. But yeah, that shows how long I was in the car, that I got 60% of an audiobook done, and it's not a short audiobook. I do listen on slightly higher speed because, as you may have noticed, I talk quite quick. My brain also works at that speed, generally. I suspect I've probably got some sort of undiagnosed ADHD or something. Everything always runs quite quick, but I prefer to listen to audiobooks a bit faster as well because otherwise they feel a bit slow to me. So I tend to listen, come on then. I tend to listen at about 1.5 times speed, which does mean that I can get, honestly, this is now his position where he sits when I come to film. Yeah, it means that I can get a bit more done than I might do otherwise as well, which I do enjoy. Anyway, in terms of the venue and everything, loads of parking, free parking, really easy accessible parking, plenty of accessible parking as well if you had a blue badge or anything like that. There was ramps into the venue, everything was nice and wide, there was accessible toilets, and there were people going around with assistance dogs, with wheelchairs, with prams, with motorised scooters. So very, very accessible venue, and I know that is something that they were keen on, so I liked that. And the lighting was really good. If you watched my video last year talking about the Wool Monty, the lighting was a challenge at the Wool Monty, and it meant that you couldn't see the colours of the yarns very well. This was, if anything, a bit stark, but it meant that you could see the colours of stuff really well. And there was plenty of seating space at both ends as well. The one thing I did notice was it was cold in there, and I should have really expected that it would be cold because it's a showground, it's an auction ground, it's big open space, and yeah, it was cold. I had my burnt umber on with a t-shirt underneath, and I was freezing for most of the day. So that was a learning curve. Next time I will buy something. I'll take something warmer. But yeah, there was plenty of vendors there, like I said, and I just initially had a bit of a wander around, and then I started going to vendors that I actually wanted to meet. And I'm not going to do this in the order at which I got things because I want to show the stuff that I'm going to show it sort of separately. So the main thing that I wanted to try and get when I was there was some fibre. If you've watched recent videos, you'll know I just got myself, I think it's third-hand e-spinner, an electric eel wheel nano, and I've just been playing with that. I got some fibre that one of my friends gave me, which is not ideal for beginners. It's got like silk and stuff in it, so it's not that, it was good to play with, but it's not the ideal sort of thing to be learning on. So I wanted to pick up some stuff that was beginner friendly fibres. And the first place that I went, that there was a lot of really lovely fibre there, but a lot of it had things like, again, silk or mohair and things like that in that. I just wanted something with a fairly decent staple length, quite nice and grippy. I'm saying this like I know what any of these fibres, which of these fibres are. But again, I'd met one of my friends, Mona, of Get Your Knits Out There, and she spins quite a lot. She was the one that advised me on getting the spinner in the first place, that it was decent and that everything looked good. And she gave me some ideas of some fibres to go and look at, basically. So the first one that I picked up is from Skein and the Stitch. It's beautiful. This is the shade Salt Air, and this is 100% Rambouillet. It says it's 20 to 23 micron and 50 to 70 millimeter staple length. This is approximately 100 grams. This is really beautiful. In person, it's a bit less, the lime green is coming through a bit more, and in person it's a bit more, that's a bit more like true to colour, sort of blues and greens and things. And I just thought this was beautiful. I spoke to Jess at the Skein in the Stitch, and she advised that Rambouillet is something she really advises, or she really recommends for beginners, this and Corriedale, but I preferred the colours that she had on the Rambouillet mo. And this is just, yeah, this is stunning. It feels sort of soft, but not super soft. It's got quite a nice tooth to it. And I'm really excited to play with this. And then I picked myself up one more. This keeps coming undone, so I'm going to try and hold this up really carefully. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is 100% BFL from Baleura Fibres. They had some beautiful dyed yarns as well, but I was particularly drawn to their fibre. And this is 100% Blueface Leicester, 26 microns, 100 grams, in the shade Aran Isles. And this is just that colour. Oh, it's just beautiful. I'm learning that greens might be my favourite colours. And they were the two fibres that I picked up. So they weren't super cheap. I think the Skein in the Stitch was maybe about £20, and then the Baleora was, I think, similar, maybe a little. I think it was like 18. So not super cheap, but beautiful. And I'm really excited to try and play with them. I just need to, what I need to do is not do the thing that I'm quite... I'm a bit of a bugger for when it comes to new hobbies in particular. I'm like, I don't want to use this because I'm not very good at it and I'm not going to use it well enough. But this is, I got these to be beginner friendly. I'm going to start with this one because this is, I'm obsessed with these colours. I'm just so obsessed with these colours. So I'm going to start with the Skein in the Stitch, which is, it's still beautiful. Absolutely still beautiful, clearly, because I've bought it and I've picked it. But this is the one that I'm so excited about. So I'm going to start with this and then I'm going to move on to this. But those are my fibres that I got. Yeah, so that was the fibre I got. I didn't want to go mad on fibre because I don't know what I'm doing yet. So I didn't want to get loads and loads of stuff and then not be able to use it for whatever reason. Or decide that I don't want to do it or anything like that. So that was what I got for fibre. I then did pick up a project bag. This is from Tea Cake and Make. Let me show you their logo. So they've got their Etsy there as well. I'll pop links down below. This actually, I didn't realise it comes with a little stitch marker. How cute. This is their small project bag. So this is they had this in a wide range of fabrics. You've just seen when I've done that. It's lined really nicely, and I just love this fabric with the flowers on it. This has got a little drawstring at the top. It's got, has it got pockets inside? No pockets inside. A little notions hook on the side, and then it does actually have a little bit of a boxed bottom, so it would stand up on its own. I just thought this was really good quality. I've heard such good things about their stuff, and I don't have many project bags. I don't have a massive collection, but I do use them when I have them. So I thought I'd pick up one nice little one to go with whatever project I want to put in it, basically. So that was one thing I did pick up. And then I picked up a couple of notions as well. This was from, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I'm going to pronounce it wrong. This is the brand. I'm not even going to try and pronounce because I'm going to get it wrong. This was all cat themed stuff, and I'm not particularly a cat person, as you have seen. I have dogs, but I just thought they were really cute. So this was the first one. This was a gift from my other half, and he's had this already. He's going to put it on his bag, I think. It's a little badge that says beans on toast, but it's toe beans on toast. And I don't know if you can see in there, there's little paw prints in it. There's like little cat paws in there. And this is a slight in-joke, but also I just thought he'd like it, and he does. So that I've gifted to him. And then I got these little stitch markers, I think they are, progress keepers. I loved this artwork. And then these are little cat paw themed, or I mean, it is cat paw, but they could be dog paw prints, stitch markers. I just thought they were really cute. So that was the other thing that I got that was notions. And then I got some yarn. So I went to James Makes Yarn first because I've never been to a show where he has been. So I've never actually been able to go and look at his stuff. Oh, he might have been at Yarndale. But like I said, I think when I came back from Yarndale was so big and so full on that I missed a lot of the people that I wanted to see. And I wanted to pick up some of his yarn to add into my hexies that I'm making, my DK weight hexies. I think I said when I talked about these in my stash busting February wrap up, I'm making a load of hexies in DK white hand dyed yarn that I'm going to turn into a blanket at the end of the year, and I don't have enough in there to make a full blanket. So I was going to look at adding, if I was adding anything, I was going to be adding DK weight hand dyed yarn to be able to do it. And I picked up one skein of his, just look at that, how could I not? So this is his DK weight 100% superwash merino base in the shade Oil Slick which is just absolutely gorgeous. There were 3 colourways he had out in the DK. Oil slick, there was like a dark rainbow, and there was one that somebody else had seen had got. It was all like spring colours, and it was basically, I said to him when I was buying, I was like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, because they were all gorgeous, and this was just the one that really caught my attention in the end, and this is definitely something I'm keeping. Whether it goes into Hexie Minis, or I did have a thought that this would be really nice if I did another pearly cardigan in black for the body, with this as my I-cord colour, so maybe, but it's going to be, absolutely going to be kept and used. And then I picked up a mini, and if I'm honest, this was impulsive, and this might go as a giveaway. So this is one of his little DK weight minis again. 100% superwash merino. Does this have a shade? No, it just says James Makes Yarn mini skein. And I don't want to fully take it out of this because it's in there really nicely, but it's all pinks, purples, oranges, yellows. In hindsight, this was a proper impulsive pickup because it was cute, and I don't know whether I'll use this or not, so this might be a giveaway thing that ends up going in that. That was 100% bought because it was going to be a mini for my blanket, and it might go with that, but I'm not enamoured with it, super enamoured with it, so I might give it away. I love his logo as well, I think it's really cool. And then the rest that I got, I picked up one skein of this. This was a brand that I'd never heard of before, never come across before, but really liked their stuff. So this is Dina's Home of Crafts, or Dinah's Home of Crafts. I'm not sure whether it's Dina or Dinah. This is they had a really big store, loads of stuff, and this colour is absolutely gorgeous. That's pretty accurate, actually. I wanted to get something to make a pair of socks, my other half, and this is very much something that he would really like. This is the shade Black Rose. This is their fingering weight, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon base, and this was £18. I can't remember how much the James Makes Yarn was. I feel like it was £4 for the mini and 20 or 22 for the main skein. But yeah, this is just very much greens, browns, greys. This is very much his kind of colours, and the yarn feels really, really nice. So I'm going to make him a pair of socks out of that. That was a last minute impulsive. I'd been looking for some self-striping because I wanted to make him some self-striping socks, and I couldn't find anything there was some really beautiful dyes there that did self-striping, but they were all very bright colours, and that's not so much his kind of thing. So when I saw that, I thought that was perfect. And then I visited Bluefern Yarns, of course, lovely Shannon, and I got to give her a hug and say hi, and we had a chat, and it was just so nice to see her. And I picked up a couple of things. One thing I'm super happy with, one thing is where I ballsed up. I think I mentioned in the intro that I ballsed up. So this, I picked up this one. There's a theme again. Apparently I like my muddy greens. This was in her Oops bin, and this is actually called Oops 3. I'm pretty certain this was supposed to be one of her Advent full skeins, or one of the colours from her Advent that she's done in a full skein. It's not showing up particularly true to life on camera because it looks really quite similar to that, and actually there's quite a lot of difference in real life. This is more of a khaki, olivey, deep green with some really beautiful pops of red, and this was one of the colours that I really liked from the Advent. So when she had this in the Oops bin for £15, and this is actually her yak base, so this is 70% superwash merino, 20% yak and 10% nylon 4-ply. This will either be some socks or maybe a Musselburgh, but I picked this up and I was super happy with this, especially with it being an Oops. And here we come to where I ballsed up. So I was trying to get some yarn or something to make some socks for my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up in the UK in a couple of weeks, and I hadn't planned on making her anything. I hadn't thought about it, and on the morning of East Anglia, when I was going down there, he said, my other half said, it's Mother's Day coming up. And he said, you haven't got time to knit or anything, have you? And I said, I could probably do some socks, if I just crack them out. But then I realised, actually, I've got a lot of other stuff on at the moment. Of course I have, because it's me. And I thought, if I can get some pre-done sock tubes, then maybe I stand a chance. So I picked up a sock blank. And this is where I admit that I completely misunderstood what a sock blank is. So I picked up this absolutely beautiful sock blank from Bluefern Yarns, which is the shade Galaxy. This is classic sock, double blank, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it says at the bottom 212 metres per 50 grams times 2, and that really should have been a clue, but I was distracted and I just thought she'd really like these colours. The colours are beautiful. And then I got home and I realised that this is not what I was expecting, because that's the wrong side of fabric. I was expecting this to be like a pre-done tube, and I picked up a mini to go with it as well. and they go beautifully together, don't they? And then I got home and I looked up how to use sock blanks. And that was the point at which I realised that the point of a sock blank is that you've got the same colour on. It's 2 strands of fingering weight yarn held together into a flat panel. And the whole point is that the dyer then dyes that flat panel. So you get 2 socks, the same pattern, rather than a pre-done sock. So essentially, I need to unwind this and knit from this in order to make this socks. The annoyance with myself when I realised that. And I've still undecided what to do because it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I'm not going to be able to get them done in time for Mother's Day, but could I make her some socks out of this for Christmas? Yes, I could. I'm undecided whether to just gift this or sell it and put that with it and or give away or destash it, or whether I keep it and use it later in the year. Because it is absolutely stunning, and I mean this is the colourway Royal on her yak base, and look at that. That is like the most perfect quality street purple, but it's deeper than that in real life. It's absolutely, looks like it's glowing. It's so good. And this is Galaxy. I think I said that, didn't I? And again, they look really, really stunning together. It's just not what I thought it was. So I've got an idea for what I'm going to do for her. I've got some yarn in stash I could use, and I do actually have some sock tubes that I could use. I've got a toe added to one of them. I'll just add a toe to the other, and I'll make them a bit smaller than they were going to be for me, but they can be for her. It's absolutely fine, and I still think she'll like them. So, but I'm undecided as to what I do with these, whether I keep them, I sell them, I gift them. This is one that I was a bit gutted about because it's just my own misunderstanding completely. If it hadn't been for that, I probably wouldn't have got it, even though it's beautiful. These aren't my colours, and they're not really my mum's colours or my other half's colours or anything. They're my husband's mum's colours. So, yeah, a bit disappointed with myself for that. My own lack of forethought, I think, and being a bit caught up in the moment, being a bit sort of clearly feeling a bit uncomfortable because I should have said at the beginning, I'm very much an introvert. I love stuff like that because I get to meet people, but also it's exhausting for me. And sometimes I just find it hard to go and make conversation with someone. Shannon always makes it so easy because she sees me, she says hi, and she gives me a massive hug, and then the awkwardness is gone and I can just chat to her. Because I was feeling a bit like, oh God, I've got to do something, I've got to get something. I just didn't think about the fact that it should have been a clue when it said 212 metres per 50 grams times 2. Should have been a clue that there was something not quite right there. Or do you know what? I could have just looked and seen, oh look, that's the wrong side. Shouldn't be able to see that if it's a tube. Anyway, okay, so that's everything I got. And now we're going to talk about what I was gifted. So, this is massive and it's hefty. First off, this tote bag is gorgeous. This tote bag I'm absolutely not getting rid of. This is staying because look how gorgeous that is. I just love that. I think that's really stunning. So everything in here was gifted. I didn't pay anything for any of this. I haven't been paid to talk about it, and they weren't all the same. I don't think me and one of my friends that I met there compared what we got. We got the same basic stuff, but there's different colourways and things in them. So all that being said, I'm going to now show you what I've got in here and what I'm going to do with it, because like I say, I haven't fully decided on all of it, but I know some of it is going to be gifted. So first things first, let's go for this big one at the gate. Where's my brochure, because I want to read you about these brands. Okay, some of these brands I've never heard of, so I'm gonna talk to you about them from what's in here. So this one is absolutely stunning. This is this cream with this blue pop from a company called Cromanina. I don't think you're going to be able to see that very well because it's like a see-through band. This is cashmere. I'm not even kidding. She's got a nice little note on the bag that says, "Dear podcaster, lovely to see you at the show, Vicky." So it says, hand-dyed sustainable cashmere yarns, patterns and kits is what it says about the band. I've never heard of Cromanina brand. I've never heard of Cromanina. I haven't ever seen them at a show before, but they do purely cashmere yarns, and this is just stunning. So this is, it looks like they're natural dyed as well. Sustainable, so it might make sense that they are. So this is the shade Contemplation. It says indigo on lace weight sustainable organic cashmere. 50 grams, 650 metres on 2 to 3 millimetre needles. I have never used cashmere. I've got no idea what to do with cashmere. This is really, really soft. And I think I'm probably going to use this as a gift. a prize in one of the make-alongs because I just don't know what I'd do with it. My first thought was to make a muscle bra. There is more than enough to make a muscle bra because it's 650 metres in 50 grams. It's lace weight. But I just don't know if I'd wear it. Cashmere it's going to be lovely and soft, but it's going to get wet. My one thought is maybe I make a cashmere hat for my husband or for my mum. Maybe not for my mum, because at least with my husband I can make sure I take care of it. Absolutely beautiful, so drapey. And really, really generous, because this is obviously not cheap because it's cashmere. So a brand that I absolutely want to look into more. And then we got one from Folk Yarn Studio, which made sense because, like I said, it was done by Folk Yarn Studio. This is gorgeous. It's coming up a bit brighter on camera than it is in real life. This is a really nice mustard colour. It doesn't actually have a colourway on it. It's fingering weight 400 metres of yarn, and it just says it's Roxham 100 gram. Sorry, that might be the colourway. That might be the colourway, Roxham. Because it says it's the East Anglian blend, which is 60% Romney, 20% BFL and 20% Suffolk, and it's 100 grams, 400 metres. This one I'm keeping. My other half saw this and straight away went, I love that colour. So I think this might be something for him. And what can I do out of 100 grams? It's not really suitable for socks, but I think maybe a hat of some sort. Say, fingering weight, 400 grams. You can see the yarn, it's got this really nice toothiness to it, but it's really, really nice and a really interesting blend I've not used before. So that one I'm keeping. This one I'm unsure about. This might go to be a giveaway prize, I think. This is beautiful, but it's just not a colour that I would use very much. See, in person, they are really not similar colours. Yeah, they're not coming out very similar at all. So this is much brighter in person than this is. This is much more muted. If I bring them back a bit, that's a bit better, but this is much more like a proper mustard yellow, whereas this is called Custard Factory, and that is a very good name for this because it's extremely bright. So this is Second City yarns. I'd never come across Second City yarns before. But it says they are hand-dyed in Birmingham, colours inspired by England's Second City, hence Second City yarns, and the bull on the front for the bull ring. This is gorgeous, like I say, really bright yellow with oranges in it and things like that. And it says, where is it? 100% British non-superwash Shetland 4-ply wool, 350 metres per 100 grams. So it's quite a thick fingering weight. But yeah, really beautiful. And I don't know if you can see, it's almost got this sort of halo to it. It's really nice. It's nowhere near as rustic as I would expect it to be for Shetland. That I think is probably going to go in a giveaway just because it's so bright that I just don't know if I'd use it. I thought about maybe I'd use it in like a shawl or something as a pop of colour. Realistically, I don't know, if I'm honest with myself, if that would just sit in stash and I'd never get around to using it. So that one's going to go in a giveaway. Let's talk about some minis. There was quite a lot of minis in here, so let me just get them out. So we'll start with Blue Fern. Got a lovely little mini from Blue Fern Yarns. It's a really nice bluey grey greeny colour. I think I've already got this exact colour in my mini stash already, so this will probably go as a giveaway. Maybe with some other minis I'll combine it. This is an 85 metre 20 gram mini in their classic sock base. It's a really beautiful colour. We then have one from Felt Fusion, which one of my favourites. I nearly bought some stuff from Felt Fusion, but I ended up getting it from Dinah's Home of Crafts instead. This is just this gorgeous green. And this is, again, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 85 metres per 20 grams. This one I'm probably going to, again, put in the gift giveaway. This is Dinah's Home of Crafts again, or Dina's Home of Crafts. Again, superwash merino and nylon, 75-25, 20 gram mini. Pinks, browns, yellows, just not hugely my colours, so that will go in the giveaway as well. But super, super generous. And I kind of want to give away some of this stuff because it feels like, again, it feels like it's way too much. It feels like it's really overly generous, and to deal with my feelings of discomfort around that, I'm going to have, please take. These two I think I'm going to keep, if I'm completely honest. This one is from Yarn Unique. Is it just called Yarn Unique? Yeah, Yarn Unique, and I think Evermore is the bait. I think Evermore is the colourway name. So this is sparkly, which I really like. This says, so Yarn Unique, it says, rich saturated colourways using luxury bases of merino, silk and yak. This is merino, nylon and lurex. So 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% lurex. I think that's the shade Evermore, and this is their 4-ply starry sock mini. And again, I think it's 20 grams. but it seems like they do their minis of, so it's got the figures for 100 grams, so you could get 100 grams of this, or you can get a mini in the same colourway, which I think is really cute. That one probably going to keep, like that one quite a lot, and these I'm definitely going to keep because these are gorgeous. These are from Castleview Yarns. If I hadn't been on a yarn ban, I would have gone and got more stuff from Castleview Yarns, because these are just beautiful, and I love reds. These are very much my kind of colours. Let me find it. Striking Yarns, hand dyed in Suffolk by colour enthusiast Jen. She does a lot of, I think she does a lot of like fairy tale and Disney themed yarns. These two are both, I think they're 20 grams each. Yeah, that feels like two 20 gram minis. It says soft sock, superwash nylon and merino 75-25 again, and two 20 gram minis. But those colours, oh, that orangey fiery red, especially next to this one, which is more of a pinky burgundy, just absolutely gorgeous. They are definitely staying 100%. So I think of those three at least are going to be gifted, and I might actually put them in a little bundle together. And then we have all sorts of little bits in here. This becomes slightly harder to show you. So there is going to be some rustling here, so apologies in advance. This one is from Felt Wildly, who were there. This is the brand who was there. This is a little needle felting kit. This will probably go as a giveaway winner as well, because I know I won't do it. I'll keep it. I want to do it, and I'll never get round to it. So this is this needle felting cactus kit. This is going to go as a giveaway prize. It contains written instructions, one mini terracotta pot, plenty of carded wool, felting needles, and a foam pad. And I don't know if you can see the little guy that you're going to be making. He's super cute. It's just not something that massively appeals to me in general, needle felting. So I'd rather it go to somebody who would appreciate it. This is super generous, and this is definitely going in a giveaway. So this is, I mentioned there was a woodworking company there, Tom Dyson Woodworking. I think, let me read if it says anything about him. UK designed and made premium tools for the yarn addict. Now his stall was stunning. It was all handmade, wood things. There is a bit of information here actually about him, so I might read this out to you. I'll read this out to you. I create handmade wooden buttons with old school craftsmanship, each one individually shaped for beauty, precision and perfect sizing. My heirloom quality fibre arts tools are made from premium 6mm thick wood, far superior to mass-produced laser cut alternatives, thoughtfully designed and built to last a lifetime. Buttons, diz, niddy noddies, portable yarn holders, tension rulers, wraps per inch gauges, a huge range of stitch markers and more. And yeah, this was really generous. So there is a little keyring, which I'm going to keep because I think it's really cute, little button keyring. And again, you can see on there is not a single sharp bit on this. This is very, very smooth. Very well done. Some little stitch markers, oops, which are going to go in a gift pack. They're little sheep. They're really cute. And in fact, they're probably just going to stay in here with this. And then this is what I'm going to put in the giveaway. So this is one of those portable yarn holders. This actually has a price on it. It's £20. So again, super, super generous. Got it. It says on the back, portable yarn holder, tomdyson.com. So this is going to go in a giveaway for one of you. Portable yarn holder, some little stitch markers, and you know what? I like the button, but I don't need the keyring, so the keyring is going to stay in there as well. So that is going to be probably one of the make-alongs I'm running. That is going to be a giveaway prize for that. And I just want to say as well, the fact that I'm giving these away, this is not any reflection on how I feel about this in terms of, I think this is super generous and I think this is really nice stuff. I just know that I won't use that. I knit at home. I don't tend to knit out and about. And I want to give some of this back to you guys as well because it's so generous. Okay, so this is where we start to get into proper rustly bits, because a lot of this is in paper packaging and things. So, first off, we have a pen. I like a pen. This is just from the Die Shack. I love a pen. So this seems like just a pen, but I love a pen, and I will very definitely be using this upstairs for work. This was the podcaster badge, podcaster lanyard. I've kept this and I'm going to keep this. So, official podcaster, and a little badge from Laura that says the Not So Lonely Knitter Club, which I think is really cute. There's some little stickers. That's the receipt. You don't want that. Knitting. Knitting. A little notions pouch from TK Can Make, which is really cute. It's got this really nice little fabric. Again, got a little clip on it, and it has this sort of metal band at the top so you can snap it shut. Again, probably going to go in a giveaway because I just won't use it very much. I've got a couple of things like that I really like. Then we have, that's TK Can Make's business card, should you want to find them. Move my finger out of the way of the QR code as well. That also came with a tea bag, which I will going to keep. We have some more stickers, quite a lot of stickers actually, so let's show you those. That's a bit of information about Castleview yarns. I like these. Don't talk to me, I'm counting. A little teapot. And then this one I love, East Anglia Yarn Fest 2025. That's another TK Can Make thing. We got a couple of little stitch markers from All Wool That Ends Wool. All Wool That Ends Wool. Stitch markers are on the back. A couple of little circular stitch markers. I love stitch markers like these, so they're really useful. And then a couple more little bags. So there is a needle minder from Patch Fabrics. This little orange slice. That's Patch Fabrics information. I actually just ordered myself a needle minder from Chapel View Crafts, so I might put that in the giveaway because I don't need more than one. This one, I have clearly had the things out of there. Can't remember what came in that. Okay, that's just an empty bag. And then this was from, I'm pretty sure this was Troublemaker Crafts, who does Troublemaker Designs, who does stitch markers and crochet patterns. I follow her on Instagram. I follow them on Instagram. They do some gorgeous stuff, and I might give these away as a giveaway as well. In fact, one of them I think I'm going to keep because one of them looks quite similar to my little toe beans ones that I got. And then we've got a little axolotl. Trying to get him in the right place to show you. What I think is some eggs. Maybe. Not sure what that is. Chocolate bar maybe. Oh. And a little crab. Come on, mate. Play ball. A little crab that wouldn't play ball. And they were from Troublemaker Designs. Again, like I said, so generous, the stuff that was in that bag. Where's the bag gone? Checking that I've not left anything in there. I couldn't believe that there's so much value in there, and I couldn't believe when I looked at it how much there was in there. Super generous and some really lovely stuff. But yeah, just so generous. Such a well-organised event. The podcaster meetup was lovely as well. Laura came and sat with us. Laura does have a podcast, I think. I've never actually watched it. But Laura does have a podcast. Really nice group of people. And a really enjoyable day. I don't know if I'd go again, just purely because, like I said, overall, I am surrounded by yarn. And I'll be entirely honest that on Saturday night, I had a bit of a panic in the night. I woke up in the middle of the night and felt really guilty about the amount of yarn that I'd bought. Because I haven't bought that much, but when you add in the stuff that I also got given, it's quite a lot. And then when there's a couple of bits in there that were completely impulsive. That one less so, because that one I did intend to make some socks for my other half out of it. But these two are completely impulsive. I don't know what to do with them. That I've decided is going to go in that. And then I've ballsed up on these because I just didn't understand what I was getting. And I went with the intention to buy fibre, and I bought 2 things of fibre and loads of yarn and a project bag. So I was just a bit like, I know I didn't buy that much, but I didn't intend to do it. And I felt a bit like I just got completely swept up in the moment. Like it was like, oh, well, it's not real because I'm at a yarn show. It doesn't matter. And yes, it does. Yes, it does. I have destashed some this month, and I've got some more that I'm thinking about destashing. So I'm still going to be on a net negative, but it's not that. For me, it's the principle of it that I said I wasn't going to do it, and I did it. And it felt like I got caught up in it. It felt like I did it because I was there and I wanted to, not because I actually considered what I was buying. So I didn't come out of it feeling hugely good. Albeit I came out of it feeling really good from like being able to see people, meet people, chat to people. I got to chat to Skate in the Stitch and TK Can Make, and James Makes Yarn, and a couple of you viewers came up and said hi. Also, one of you I remember Jane was in my Discord, and there was another lady whose name I completely forgot to ask, so I'm so sorry. But it was really lovely to meet you both, and I did love it for that. But I just for the buying aspect, I felt like I had to buy. I'd gone all that way. I had to get stuff, and then afterwards, sort of, it felt like I came out of a bit of a fugue state and went, "What have you done?" Like, so I wasn't hugely pleased with myself for that, especially given that I knew how much I'd got from the giveaway at the beginning, because I looked at it as soon as I got there. Of course I did. I picked it up as soon as I got there, and I went and looked at it, and then I still continued to buy basically 4 skeins of yarn, didn't I? And a mini. So I bought 1 DK, 2 fingering weight, that's the equivalent of a full skein of fingering weight, and 2 minis, and a project bag, and some fibre, when I said I wasn't going to buy yarn. So yeah, I had very mixed feelings coming out of it, honestly. I had a really good day, and this is absolutely no reflection on yarn festivals. It's a reflection on my approach to it, I think, isn't it? And maybe the sort of consumerism aspect of it, that you want to go and buy. And I know some people save up to go, and that's absolutely fine. And if you want to go and you want to splurge, and that's how you want to do it, that's absolutely fine. It just, for me, given the point I'm at in my yarn journey and my stash down journey, I felt a bit guilty. Guilty is definitely the word. And I know that some of that as well is, without wanting to go into it in too much detail and do a TMI for you guys, I know I'm having some stuff with my hormones at the moment. Things are going all over the place. And I know some of that is going to be hormonal, that sort of overwhelm, anxiety, guilt. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed with myself that I didn't have the restraint that I hoped I would have. And I realised that I'm not going to put myself in that position in future. If I'm not trying to buy yarn, I'm not going to go to a place like that and try and tell myself that I won't buy yarn because I'm going to buy yarn. Of course I'm going to buy yarn. Yeah, so mixed feelings. Overall positive. I loved being able to see people that I don't normally see in person. Spend time with a friend. I'm really pleased with the fibre I've got. I'm really pleased with my James Makes Yarn skein, and I am really pleased with, whilst it's one of the impulsive purchases and I don't know what to do with it, I am really pleased with this from Shannon, because I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, it just felt like it went against what I tried to do in the year. So yeah, mixed. Really good show. Really, really good show. If you're looking for a show to attend, I would say East Anglia is a good one. Very accessible. There was queues and stuff for food and drinks and stuff, but it was less bad than Yarndale and places like that, and there was much more seating. I never couldn't get a seat. And yeah, absolutely love this tote bag. This is absolutely going to be used for stuff. So yeah, let me know. Were you there? Did you go to East Anglia? What did you get? What didn't you get? What are your thoughts on it? What would you do? What do I do with the sock blank, guys? What do I do? If any of you are interested in it, drop me a message down below. Drop me a comment down below, or message me on Instagram, and you can probably buy it off me because I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, just annoyed with myself for that. And again, I have to stress, literally no reflection at all on Shannon's stuff. This is just because I'm an idiot who didn't know what a sock blank was. Basically, rather than buying myself something to make it easy, which is what I intended to do, I've made it harder on myself. So I'm not entirely sure on that one. But yeah, keep your eyes out as well for giveaways coming. Like I say, we're running a couple of make-alongs at the moment, and they're most likely going to go at giveaway prizes for those. But I've got plenty to come, and there's probably going to be some stuff from my stash that I'm going to look at adding to giveaways as well. So keep your eyes peeled. Let me know if you're going to any other yarn shows this year as well, and your thoughts on them, because like I said, I think I'm good for them. I think I've decided, having gone to 3, that I have this feeling to an extent after all of them of either feeling like I've missed stuff because it's so busy, or feeling like I didn't maximise it, or feeling like I went a bit overboard and just went a bit mad is what it feels like, honestly. It feels like I wasn't quite in my right mind when I was in there. So yeah, let me know what you think to them. And yeah, that's probably realistically, let's be honest with the way I'm talking about it, that's probably the last yarn show review you're going to see of me. For a bit, certainly. I don't feel like I want to go to any more this year at all. I'm happy with what I've been to. But hopefully you're going to see some spinning content coming from me soon. I've got some interesting things coming up. I'm going to try this week to film my stash tour. I keep saying that, but I am going to try and do that this week. I've got a pattern roundup coming. I've got another podcast coming. So if you've enjoyed this, and if you want to be here for those other things, hit like, hit subscribe to be notified when I upload. And also, I just love seeing you guys subscribe. It makes me really happy to see you all here and enjoying it. But I'll see you on the next one, which will most likely be a pattern roundup, and hopefully will be interesting. So with that said, thank you very much again for your time, guys. I hope you have a lovely afternoon, evening, weekend, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.